Okay, so sorry, Julie, I forgot to start recording on my phone before I switched over. So we had talked about what our sales and faces and shares were for last week, what our goal was and what we actually got. And now we are listening to a Voxer message from Victoria on referrals. Let's see if I can get that to go here. Okay. And I think we were about here.
And it was a fun way to reach out to my customers and to get new referrals as well. So the next idea of referrals that
Everyone hear that okay?
I'm currently doing is birthdays on Facebook. And so I learned this from sales director Tanya Trujillo, and it's been so much fun when I have done it. I've not done it consistently, but it's something that you can kind of just do whenever fits into your business. And it's birthdays on Facebook. And so you can say, hey girl, I am running this new promotion of birthdays and just really spoiling birthdays. And this is my honest story that in the last couple of years, birthdays really matter to me where they didn't before. And the older we get, the less special they become. And I am on a mission to have happy, healthy mamas. And I would love to pay for you for your birthday because guess what? You deserve it. And so what's your address? And I'm going to pop a little birthday facial into you. And they love it. They love it so much. And then Tanya like cupcakes and makes it super special. I've done like nail files or nail decals, just anything to make it kind of special for them. But birthdays on Facebook is a great way to get some extra people. I would call that more leads than referrals, but a great way to just get some new names. So the last idea that I'm going to give you is something that has been working really, really, really good for me. And this is why I wanted to save it for the last. Because the other ideas you may have heard about. Or this idea too, but a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months now, I was scrolling through Facebook and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, this is such a waste of my time. Why am I not using this to better my business? And so I made a decision that night that every name that I saw went onto a list. And that list was, I want to pop a facial and nail to them. I want to invite them to this event. I want to have a personal just like one-on-one facial to just get to know them more. I want to host a party with them, like just whatever it was. I just started categorizing these different lists, or geographically too. I put them in like my Colorado Springs people, my Elbert County people, my Pueblo people, my Arkansas Valley, whatever like the geographical categories were. And I just started putting them on the list and then sending them messages to book them. So it was crazy to me how many names I would see in just like a 5 or 10 minute time frame, and how many people are on my social media that I had never even reached out to. I felt like I was giving myself a list of referrals. Like, it was nuts. And so I did it one night, and I've been booking off of that list for the last like 2 months, I think it's been. And so every so often when I see a name pop up that I'm like, you know what, I'd really like to connect with her, I add her to my list if I can't send a voice text right then or some type of message right then. And so that is my list of ideas for referrals. It's such a good way to build your business. And a lot of people have said, if you don't have referrals, your business isn't growing. And so I just encourage you to do a couple of different things. I've always heard the tip of having 5 avenues of new names coming into your business. And there's a list of a million ways that you can have new names coming into your business. But I think it's most important to capitalize on referrals from your appointments. It's been tried and true for 60 years, and I don't think it's going away at all. So have a great night.
Okay. What'd you guys think? What'd you guys get from that one? Was there anything new? Anyone want to type or say that you heard from Miss Victoria? I'm also going to post that so you can listen to it again, because I know some of the scripts and stuff the scroll, I know I love the scrolling thing too, Andi. I totally agree. I was like, yes, that is what I need to be using my time on Facebook to do. It is. And I really like that she talks about sorry, Cindy, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the same thing that Andi had mentioned because I'd never thought of that. And I'm on it a lot because I do a lot of vendors groups.
Yeah, make it useful. But I like that she talked about having healthy, happy mamas, because I think especially with, a new tiny human, I mean, she's gonna be 2 next week, you guys. Oh my gosh. But it does. It's like, gosh, as moms, we really don't take care of ourselves enough, I think, truly. And I think I love her focus on that. And she said that at seminar too, just because I think that's my heart too, is yeah, let's focus on some mamas for a little bit. Not just mamas, but all mamas. Yeah, you do message your Facebook people. So Kaylee says, I liked her way of scrolling and actually writing them down. I do message my Facebook people, but I don't write them down. So, ooh, stop. My computer thing. So I don't always go back and follow up with them. Yeah, that's huge too, the follow up, because we all know that's where all of it is. So because Miss Andi has been doing such an amazing job with getting referrals and new people while she's at concerts and all of this, I was just going to have her talk to us for a minute about what has been working for her. Andi, are you in a place where you can talk about that for a second? Oh, a Google Doc of those.
Sure. Yes, I can talk for a second about that. So really, I've found that my husband, so he's in a band, he plays all these gigs. I go to it, and if I'm feeling brave, I walk around and talk to all the women in the bar or the restaurant and say, "Hey, I'm doing a drawing." I actually have had the quote unquote lead singer of the band make an announcement and say Andi's doing a drawing for this. And that actually, when he did that, I didn't really get very much out of that. But this last one that I went to actually turned out to be a vendor event that my husband set up the band to play there, and he had no idea that it was a vendor event. So I was a little frustrated because I mean, I was like, dude, you got in touch with this person. You could have set up a booth for me. But now we know for next year. But basically what I do, I actually prefer to do vendor booths. And that's where I get the majority of my names. I don't really do the referrals from a party where you ask them to write down referrals because I had a really hard time with that and I didn't see the results that I would have liked. And so instead of doing that, I make sure to book them for a second appointment. And then I say, okay, well, if you bring 6 friends or 5 friends, because I can fit 6 at my table. If you bring 5 friends, you get a half priced item from me. And they're like, oh, okay. And so that is how I've been getting more of my referrals is by having them come to a second appointment and bring friends. Because I used to, I mean, at everyone, I was like, okay, let's do this game where you write down 10 friends and then the first one to do it gets a prize. And I got a lot of referrals that way, but I never really saw a huge amount of results from that. So I feel like when they come with them to an appointment, I seem to see more like a better result. Just because not only am I getting them to their second appointment, but I'm also getting them to bring people and show that those people that I'm a decent person.
Yeah.
Because I know if someone texts me and I'm like, I don't know who you are, I do not respond to that.
I love that. And so that's all you say to them to make sure you're getting that second appointment is just if you come and you bring 5 friends, I'll give you a half price item.
Well, so I show them that on the brochure that we got from it was the Be Connected in the spring.
Okay.
So on there it has you bring half price, or if you bring 5 friends, you get a half price item. And then I talk about, you get hostess credit too if you bring some friends. So that's kind of a thing. But I also, so when I message someone for the first time, like I just did on Saturday, I did a vendor from that event. And she actually messaged me in the beginning and was like, well, I don't really do facials, or pampering sessions, so I'll give it to my daughter. And I just described to her what it was, and she was like, oh, that sounds fun. It's like, okay. So just making sure they understand what they're getting into. And then she actually ended up bringing her daughter and her daughter-in-law. And so that was kind of a cool deal. And then I booked them for a second appointment. And I told them, at the next one of the other ones can be a hostess. And if one of them brings 5 people, they're going to get a half price item. And they're like, oh, okay. So it's just like I encourage them to bring those people. And if I originally message them and say, hey, I'm Andi, you won a pampering session from me. And it's really a script that I think we all use actually. You want a pampering session, please let me know if you want a text or a phone call. And then when they respond, I give them the information about the pampering session and I say, it's really a night for you and your girls to have a good time. You can bring up to 5 friends who are 18 plus. And a lot of times they're like, oh, I can bring friends. Does it cost money? No, it doesn't. Oh, great. Well, great. I'll bring 5. Like, so just being upfront, I guess, is an important thing to me.
Will you repost that script too, on the WhatsApp? I think I have it somewhere, but I really like that wording.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys use boards, but I got it from Tanya's bridal booth boards. But yes, I can share that script with you.
If you would, please. Because I don't think I have Tanya. I have Amy's boards. I don't know if I have Tanya's boards. I know they can see others, but I don't think I can see theirs. But yeah, that would be great. I love that, Andi. Is that how you're getting your 20 some odd faces for next week? Because that's incredible. I'm still just
I'm telling you, it is just, and I don't know if you saw it. I know Cindy liked it and commented on it. My friend posted on Facebook and was like, this is my friend Andi, and I've seen her grow. And I just like, I'm not much of a makeup or a facial person, but I like to support my friends. So would you like to come to a makeover at my house? And she just got 11 people to sign up. So
that's me. Okay, I'm gonna go look that up on Facebook now too. Okay. Facebook, look up Andi.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a script that we should
Right?
save.
Maybe you should send this to your people and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Yeah, that's a great one to have them send out.
You want to post this on your Facebook.
Right? Or even just send it to the people you're inviting. Like, hey, I'm doing this thing, da 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 da. Like that. If I got a text from a friend, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll come help you out.
Yeah.
That's a great way to do it. I'm gonna have to still that.
And she wrote it. I mean, she texted me one night, was like, is this okay to post on Facebook? And I was like, yeah, that seriously, she just needs to be a consultant, but she really does not want to be.
You're like, you're doing all the work and you're actually really great at it. I promise you can get it. You got to find out what her real fear is. Sounds like you haven't gotten to the bottom of whatever her real fear is,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Andi. That is wonderful. I have all the notes from that. And like I said, I will repost the Voxer message from Victoria. So Julie can listen. And if you all want to listen again, I know she had some scripts and stuff in there. I've gone back through it like 2 or 3 times to try and write them down. You know how she says them. The other thing I was just going to talk about is that she also said in there, you always want to have 5 ways of that you're getting in those referrals. I know I like to do personally, like I like to be involved with people because I also am kind of shy at just like, oh, hey, I do Mary Kay. Would you do a facial with me? Like, I know that we should be doing this, but it is not my best life and it is not my favorite thing. If I have to, I will. but that's not my best life. I prefer to do like take a class at the community college or something like that and get to know people. And then after I've, seen them for a couple classes, be like, hey, like I would really love to do this. That I can do. But the cold meeting is not my thing. Booths and stuff, I love those. We don't do a whole lot of them here, but I'm actually going to be traveling to like Rock Springs and Jackson to do some in those areas here soon. Andi says vendor booths, boxes, birthdays, and second appointments. Yes, the birthday things, I need to get better at that. I know Kaylee, you had talked about that before, and Victoria did in this too, and I'm loving that idea, and I need to do more of it. But yeah, just find a couple of ways. I know Hannah did a class. I'm trying to think which Be Connected was this in the February of 2022. Be Connected. And in there it says how to find your lead, and it literally gives you 100 different ways. I think it only actually goes to 66. It says 100, but it goes to 66 different ways to generate new leads. And so I think if you're ever having, I can find a copy of this too. Mine didn't print very well, but if you're ever having a block on that, that is a great thing to go back to and be like, okay, maybe what's a new way or what's a new thing. And the hybrid selling, I mean, I agree that is kind of, I do some in the evening on my Zoom and some in person, and I'm getting better at closing the Zoom ones, so I'm getting better sales at those. I still feel like I do a little better in person just because that's how I was originally trained, but I am getting better at the other. But some things for right now, my other things I'm focusing on are the back to school makeup or skincare, focusing on college girls, high school girls, teachers, moms. The moms are like, you know what? I need a back to school look too. Like I'm haggard from summer. Skin cycling, that is always a great one to start in the fall as people are getting back into those regular routines to kind of add your skin back into your routine. The portfolio, whether it's a model portfolio, a pampering portfolio, whatever you want to call it, that's always a great way. Spa facials, the skin analyzer, and Mirror Me app. I think we forgot about that one last week, but if you haven't checked it out, the Mirror Me app is actually one where they can try, they take a picture of themselves too, and they can do like color looks and all of that. So remember that. And then are you setting yourself up to win? Do you have designated 30 minutes to 1 hour where you can actually follow up and book from these referrals? I know for a long time I was getting the referrals, but I wasn't following up with them. And I do believe the faster you follow up with them, the better response you get. If you wait too long, they kind of forget about you, or they're like, who is this crazy person just now texting me like 6 months later? So I have done that. It is not the best way to do business. I do not suggest it. But yeah, are you setting yourself up? Do you have that designated time? Do you have those designated times when you know you can work? Plan your work and work your plan. They've said it forever. Let's see. And what do you need to do to get to the next level that you haven't been willing to do? What is your attitude that has to change, or what is holding you back? And you don't have to say it right here, but if we can pop it into the chat over the week, I know we're a little over time now. And I'll type that in there too as kind of our thing. So let's pop in the chat tonight. What do you think? What is something that has been holding you back, and what do you think you can do to overcome it? And then what are your 5 focuses for bookings? And then also just for every week, we just want to be putting in there how many faces and sales and shares we want to do for the next week so that we can be holding each other accountable to our numbers. Any questions on any of that, ladies? I feel like I went through really fast. So staying on task. Okay, Andi says family time held me back during summer, so staying on task. Love it. Love it. I agree with that too. I let my family and fun take over, and I wasn't working my business as hard, especially in July. So I very much need to fix that. All right, ladies. Well, that is all I have for tonight. Cindy, did you want to add anything else? Thank you, ladies. All right, I will post this for Miss Julie to watch. And like I say, if you'll post, what do you think has been holding you back? And what do you need to do that you haven't been willing to do to overcome it? And then what are your 5 avenues for getting referrals right now? So we will talk to you guys all later. Have a great night. Mwah. Love you all.